Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Gamer Thoughts discussion. And if you hear the hiccups in the background, that's my son. He's just hiccuping next to me. I actually have him in my arms right this moment. And I couldn't quite not talk about this because I'm a fan of this series, have been since I played it, since I got into the second game, honestly. And that's Saints Row. Now, I expected that Saints Row was going to have to be rebooted because of how far gone they were with Saints Row 4 and Got Out of Hell. So they literally had no choice but to reboot the series if they wanted to take it back down to street level in its roots and stuff. Which I think everyone expected that. No one was going to be like, okay, yeah, no, you can't do Saints Row anymore. Like, the series is dead. Well, people are probably going to be saying that now because it's basically recently come out that Volition is going to try to change the formula. Now, granted, there are going to have to be some changes to the formula because, one, it's a reboot. You're doing it all over again. Two, people expected some changes to come. But when you take the game for all of its wackiness and comedic takes and how it pushed the envelope a lot, you take that from the series, you're literally removing its identity as a series. Which makes it pointless at that point to go through all of the trouble. You might as well have just named it a completely different series. It's not Saints Row anymore. That's the same thing that really happened with DMC after they made Devil May Cry 4, and then they did DMC to do a reboot and how people reacted to it. It's essentially the same situation. Not saying that DMC was even a bad game. It just didn't feel like Devil May Cry when you played it. It really, truly just did not feel like it. And everybody could say, well, yeah, all the same stuff was there and everything, but it just didn't feel like it. It didn't have the same gusto that the original series for Devil May Cry had. It felt disjointed from what Devil May Cry was. And that's what's going to happen with this. It's going to feel completely disjointed from what makes Saints Row Saints Row. It was outrageous. It was weird. It was loud. And it was in your face all the time. And it was comedic. It was strange. It was daring. But at the same time, it was also fun. And it made you think. And there was actual intelligence that went into a lot of the things that went on in that game. For those that like to follow the lore, at least. And so, going backwards and saying, okay, we're going to reboot the franchise, but we're going to make it totally different from what it was. That's probably not going to go over well. I mean, you could even say the same thing kind of happened with the Tomb Raider franchise. This is like when they decided that they were going to reboot that, but I think that was a reboot to a lesser extent. It didn't really change up everything that made Tomb Raider, but tried to expand upon it. Whereas this is like, yeah, we're taking all the key elements out of this franchise and you're just going to have to deal with it. And then that's probably not going to go over well with the audience. It really isn't. It just really is not likely to go over well with the audience unless maybe what they're saying doesn't quite match what they're actually doing. And they're making it sound far different than what it is, but part of me is doubting that. And I really enjoyed Saints Row. I've played all but the first game, honestly. I might actually pick that up on Xbox Live now I'm thinking about it, just so I can actually play it and complete it. But I played and beat all of the other 4 games. And I was looking forward to this when they announced it. And I was like, wow, that'll be cool. Even though when they were talking about it, and the actress, I can't remember her name at the moment, said that they were going in a whole new plot direction, and the way that she described it sounded like Saints Row. I was like, so you're going a different plot direction but sticking with the same plot? Now I kind of understand what she meant. And again, that might not bode well for this game. You can't make everything for all audiences. It just doesn't work. And Saints Row is one of those things, but it's probably not going to work very well because Saints Row had a niche. It was like it was Grand Theft Auto on steroids, but funnier. And it sucks to think that that's what they're going to do with the series. I mean, I wholeheartedly want them to be successful because I want more Saints Row games. But if they're going this direction on purpose to literally strip it of its identity, they're going to kill the franchise. It's going to happen. They're going to kill that franchise for people, and there are going to be a lot of people that will not pick it up because of that. Because instead of doing what made the game great, and like, yes, again, people expect there to be some changes. There's going to definitely most likely have to be changes made, but not changes that are critical to what gave the game its identity. That's the big problem. But yeah, I'm done with the discussion. Anybody has their opinions, you feel free to enlighten me on them. But otherwise, thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out, everybody.